Well, that was embarrassing, but that was what I was doing in 2020. The dance I just performed, called The Renegade, was not only one of the most viral TikTok dances at that time, but the same dance that first introduced me to TikTok back in grade 6. It was 2020, the year when we were all stuck in our homes under lockdown with nothing else to do. Now, I don't know what you guys were doing at that time. Maybe you were trying to make Dalgona coffee, watching a day in my life videos, or just stuck in online school. But for me, there was one particular thing that I would do every single day, and that was dancing on TikTok. Now, as embarrassing as it sounds, it actually became a core memory for me from the pandemic. I remember spending hours on the app, scrolling and learning the newest dance trends from Charlie D'Amelio. Back then, I used to think that TikTok was just another app where people did random dances for fun with their friends. But fast forward to now, I realized that TikTok isn't just another ordinary app with 15 seconds of people dancing anymore, but the same 15 seconds that can change the world. A place where people aren't just consuming content, but making major movements to society today. My name is Jane Audrey Iskandar, a 16-year-old having lived most of her life in the digital world. Today, I would like to bring you all on a journey to delving beyond the screen of TikTok. But before we move on any further into the talk, quick question to the audience. How many of you here have used TikTok before? Quite a lot of hands. Then I believe and I expect that most of us here must known or at least have heard of what TikTok is already. But for those of you who don't know, TikTok is a social media app which allows users to create, share, watch, and discover short-form videos, usually ranging from 15 to 60 seconds. Now, as a Gen Z myself, my whole life has been surrounded by this app. Whether it is my friends, my family, or even some of my teachers use TikTok. Its presence is so significant and closely integrated into our daily lives that it is no longer something that we can avoid, but something that we need to embrace. Therefore, the question is, how significant really is TikTok in today's generation? What makes it so compelling to Gen Zs, and how does it influence and shape our youth and society today? Let us start off by first getting a better understanding of TikTok's background and app itself. TikTok was first launched by the Chinese company ByteDance in 2016, and in 2017 worldwide, with a simple but meaningful mission to inspire creativity and bring joy to the world. TikTok now has over 1.56 billion monthly active users as of 2024, and Indonesia placing second highest in the world. And what makes TikTok so successful, you may ask? One of the biggest factors to TikTok's success is its algorithm. TikTok's algorithm works by analyzing the user signals, such as likes, comments, or time spent on a video to determine which kind of content the user would like the most. The more you engage on the app, the more the algorithm learns. And the more the algorithm learns, the more engaging your For You page becomes. This complex process is what makes TikTok's algorithm so powerful yet addicting at the same time. Another interesting part of the algorithm is how it prioritizes content not based on the user's popularity or number of followers, but rather on the user's preferences. This means that people who have not much of a following is given the same chance to get known or heard as other popular creators too. Which brings us to TikTok's first advantage, or superpower, I like to say. A voice for the voiceless. Now, I'd like you all to imagine for a second that you're a young girl from a small village who loves to dance, but you've never gotten a chance to perform outside your family. Opportunities are scarce, and your voice is often silenced because of these social and economic barriers. But TikTok gives hope for the underprivileged, just like this young girl, where through TikTok, her videos showcasing her talents in dancing can be now reaching millions of people at once. Not only that, but TikTok opens doors to all sorts of new opportunities, such as sponsorships, collaborations, or just support from the global audience. The same applies to other minorities, such as indigenous people or disabled people who are often marginalized and unheard. I myself have become much more aware and educated of people from diverse backgrounds because of TikTok, such as watching an Indonesian immigrant's stories and struggles, watching a girl with Tourette syndrome doing her makeup, or a girl doing a song cover in sign language. All of these which I probably would not be aware of if it wasn't for TikTok. Some others also break untrue stereotypes of their country and culture, like this girl, Charity Eggsy, who makes comedy content while also dispelling African stereotypes. But other than all these minorities, moreover, TikTok gives a voice for me and you, so that we may also share our voice and stories and perspectives without the traditional barriers of mainstream media. This brings us to TikTok's second power or advantage, which is creating movements. A good example of this would be the Black Lives Matter movement, which was very popular in 2020. Although this movement had already existed in 2013, but it became popular again in 2020 when influencers on TikTok started posting with this hashtag. One of the videos posted was by this girl, Janella Frazier, who documented George Floyd's final moments, and this aroused public's protests around the world, both offline and online, regarding social racial injustice. This also highlights how ordinary people like us also has the power for extraordinary change and to encourage further action through this platform. But TikTok is also a fun and entertaining place, which brings us to its third advantage, encouraging creativity and self-expression. Just like its original goal, which was to inspire creativity and bring joy to the world, TikTok provides a user-friendly platform so that anyone, anywhere is able to create videos and display all sorts of diverse talents, like my talent in dancing the renegade. And whether it is dance trends, makeup videos, or comedy skits, it is all there on TikTok. Your content and creativity is limitless. TikTok also becomes a place where people can connect and engage with each other. And it also forms communities with people who have similar interests with you. With its collaborative features like duets and challenges, the users on TikTok can also have a sense of community. Moving on, TikTok has also become an unexpected but powerful educational tool, where now a lot of creators use this platform to share their knowledge on a wide variety of topics. From quick science experiments to news facts to mental health advice or language learning tips, educational content on TikTok has become much more accessible and engaging for all of us, and also considering that it is only in a short amount of time. However, despite its many advantages, TikTok also has its own disadvantages and challenges that it has to tackle. Just like any other social media platform out there, there are issues such as privacy concerns, cyberbullying, or spread of misinformation that we need to address. Starting off from spread of misinformation. Due to the vast reach of TikTok and also the rate of how fast a video can go viral, false information is the same too, where now false information or hoaxes can also easily be spread on TikTok without knowing whether it's verified or accurate. This can lead to widespread misconceptions on critical issues, such as health, politics, or social issues. And for example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of misinformation about the virus, treatments, and vaccine were spread on this platform, which potentially can harm the viewers. Another disadvantage of TikTok is how it affects our mental health. Now, although TikTok can affect positively to our mental health, but again, it can also be something bad for our mental health. Take, for example, this picture. Take a look at the girl on the left and on the right. Look how different they look, even though they are the same exact girl. This is because of the use of TikTok filters, and this may create unrealistic beauty standards which can lower someone's self-esteem. Now, lastly, TikTok's personalized algorithm may also become very addicting and also time-consuming to many. And this, I believe, is one of the greatest challenges of today's generation with dealing with technology. Therefore, what can we do? So there are 3 steps that I would like to propose that we can do as, people living in this generation filled with technology like TikTok. First of all, educate yourself and others about TikTok. Knowing how powerful it is and the strengths and weaknesses that it holds, so that we may use it wisely. Second of all is to share content that may help and inspire and also educate others. And third of all, last but not least, the 3 C's, which is being careful, critical, and conscious. Be careful with what you watch and post. Be critical with the news and information that you get online, and also be conscious with the time spent on TikTok. Last but not least, I would like to mention this Chinese proverb, 水能载舟，亦能覆舟. This Chinese proverb directly translates to water can float a boat, but it can also sink it. Now, TikTok is just like this water in this proverb. It can either sink us or it can bring us forward. Therefore, as a part of Generation Z, it is up to us. It is our duty and our choice to use TikTok, whether as our strength or as a weakness of our generation. So how are you going to use TikTok? Are you going to use it as our strength or as our weakness? The choice is all in your hands. Thank you.